Stop. Properly.
Hi guys, today's video is all about my TV obsession with Supernatural. I'm absolutely addicted, so today I'm dressed like a Winchester and I'm going to be making some Destiel cupcakes. That's right, we've got some pie for Dean, and then we have a little bit of Cass on the side with his glorious black wings. Anyway, I love Destiel, I ship it, I think it's awesome. I love everything Supernatural. I know lots of you do too because you comment on our vlogs when we talk about it. So I have made these really cool cupcakes and I hope that you enjoy them. Alright, so to make these we're going to need some vanilla cupcakes. I've made these using our recipe, you can find the link below. I also have made up 2 piping bags full of Italian meringue buttercream. Again, we have a video and I've tinted them with some ivory and some chocolate brown. One is slightly lighter and it has a 1M tip on the end, and one is slightly darker, and that's going to be for our cherry pie. So I have a 102 piping tip for that, as well as a 104 piping tip. I also picked up some M&Ms and I've also got some black modeling chocolate. Now we're using that black to make Castiel's wings. So I've printed out some wings, and on the front and the back I'm using some packaging tape, and I'm just applying that over the top of the wings, and then I can cut out the shape. And this is a really fast and easy way to make your own templates. Now I'm taking some corn flour and just going to use that to help me roll out this black without it sticking. Alright, so once that's rolled out, you can place your wings down, and taking a craft knife or an X-Acto knife, you can just cut around them. And now I'm just going to use a boning tool. You can also use a toothpick if you don't have one of these. And I'm just going to make impressions to mark out some of the feathers. So while our Castiel is firming up, I'm going to go ahead and get started on our Dean cupcake. So we're going to take one of our cupcakes, the darker color, which has a 102 piping tip attached to it. And at first, I'm just going to flood in most of the cupcake. So no particular rhyme or reason. We just want to get some frosting on there. And just use a crank-handled spatula and smooth it out. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and grab just the red M&Ms, turning them upside down and just placing them on. Okay, now taking our piping bag, I'm just going to pipe from one side to the other, going one direction first, and then we go the other direction. Now the last thing that we need to do on this is do a little border. So I'm going to switch to the 104 tip. It's exactly the same shape, it's just a little bit bigger. And now coming along the side, I've got the widest part of the tip facing out because we want it to be more of a puffy crust on the edge. And I'm just going to go basically like waves of the ocean. Forward, back a bit, forward, back a bit. And that's it, we have our pie. Now we're going to start working on the Castiel cupcake to pop his wings onto. I'm sure that there's lots of other ideas that you could come up with for a Destiel creation. I would love to hear your ideas on what you would pair up. You could maybe do, I don't know, a pizza box and a hamburger, or you could do some plaid, although that's a little bit Sammy. But there's lots of different choices. I would love to see below what ideas you guys have. And I'm going to just finish off the Castiel cupcake by squeezing all of this beautiful trench coat color buttercream on top, and taking our wings and just pushing them into our frosting. And there you go guys, we have our Destiel inspired cupcakes. I hope you enjoyed watching. I've been asked by lots and lots of you to make a Supernatural inspired creation, and I thought, why not do Destiel? So Hey guys, it's Vanessa from Cake Style and I have the Christmas cake for you. So many of you have been leaving comments saying, please, please, please do a flower wreath cake that is a Christmas theme or a winter theme. And so I have the most beautiful, awesome cake to share with you today. It's part of a collaboration with Hanny from Haniella's channel. She is doing a gorgeous poinsettia cake. I'm making some poinsettias as well as some wild roses, pine cones, blossoms, and lots of leaves. I've added this onto a cake that has beautiful coconut along the sides just to play up to that winter theme. So first up, I've gone ahead and baked a 7-inch round cake. I've filled it and I've crumb coated it just in our sweet buttercream, but I have used half shortening and half butter because it's pretty warm around here right now, and I also want it to look a little bit whiter. I'm going to be giving this cake a really cool texture by adding some desiccated coconut to the sides. All I've done is pop it into a baking sheet, and that way we can roll the entire cake nice and easy. The other things that you're going to need are some more buttercream, a 5 or 6 inch round cake plate, and a scraper. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add some more of this, because the more that you add, the easier it is to roll, and you can do it just one time around. If you don't put enough in, you'll be there going around and around for ages. So I'm going to add more buttercream frosting to the sides of the cake, but not the top. Okay, now we've got a fair bit on there, we can scrape it back, just using our scraper. Now taking our cake, I'm going to place the 5-inch round board on there, just so that I can use it to hold onto the cake. Now I'm going to roll the cake in the desiccated coconut. And you can see that looks all wintry and Christmassy. Okay, I'm going to place that down, take off this board, and I'm going to do a light coat on top of the cake. And before we pop it into the fridge, I'm just going to place a little bit of buttercream on a cake board and place the cake on top. Now it's time for the fun part, which is what you guys have been waiting for. I'm going to be showing you how to make some gorgeous flowers, leaves, pine cones, and just give it that really Christmassy, woodsy sort of feel to your cake. I've made a whole bunch of colours up. I've got a couple of shades of green, a couple of shades of red, some plain, a couple of browns, and a yellow as well. Now I'm going to start with a 352 tip and our pale red, and I'm going to make our poinsettias. So you're just going to squeeze, give a wriggle, and then pull really quickly. It's just the same as doing a leaf. And you want to go all the way around, doing 8, then come up and do a little wriggle on the top ones. Just like that. Now you want to do one where it's a little bit bigger, so you're going to do a longer wriggle from the center. Now I'm going to move to the darker shade of red, and I have a 406 Wilton tip, and I'm going to make a large open rose. So I'm going to make a little wriggle in the center, and I'm going to come along and do nice, big swooping movements. First row, now I'm going to wriggle. This is really similar to the wild roses on our wedding cake, and you can find the link to that in the description box as well. Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. Just like that. Now I want to make one that's not quite as large. Just going around and wriggle, wriggle. Just like that. So a little bit more like a 3/4 rose. Now anytime that you're done with some of them, pop them into the fridge. It's really, really warm today, so as you can see, they're a little bit shiny. So popping them in the fridge is really going to help. Now I'm going to switch to the white and do the exact same thing. Pick up and wriggle. Now to make the blossoms, I've got a 104 tip. The largest part is towards the center. And we're just going to go around, sweeping around. We've done these blossoms quite a few times, but this time we're going to do a little bit different and add another row of 4 petals above that. Now I have my 2 shades of brown, and I also have an 80 tip Loyal brand. And what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of both colors or both shades into the piping bag at once. And this is going to give us a little bit more realistic pine cone. What I'm going to do is start in the center and pull to release, and then build up. We've shown you how to make chrysanthemums before, but this time we're working on going straight up instead of staying quite flat. And it will naturally just get smaller and smaller. And that's our little pine cone. And now I'm going to make some cool leaves with our 2 shades of green. I'm making them not touching, just so I can fit a few more onto each one. Just wriggle one way and wriggle the other. It's that simple. And we do have another video showing you exactly how to do these. It's a buttercream flower wedding cake. Now because we're doing a lot of leaves, in the end I'm just coming along with some parchment paper and just working on them. I have a chopping board underneath, and that way I can transport this directly to the fridge. So the first thing I'm going to do is just add a little bit of our green just around the cake, not all the way out to the edge though. So firstly I'm going to take a poinsettia, followed by our large rose. I'm going to put a smaller one there. Take our red rose and place it at the front, along with one of our blossoms. Add a little pine cone there. And another one there. Now I know I made way too many leaves. I don't know how big I thought this cake actually was, but it's better to be prepared. Just add the variation of colour. Go ahead with the yellow and add the center into these wild roses. Just little dots with a number 2 piping tip. Some little dots on the blossoms. And the poinsettias. And there you are, guys. We have our Christmas wreath cake. So many of you have been leaving comments saying that you can't wait to see this, so I hope that you really enjoy it. I want to take this time to wish everybody a happy holiday season. Whatever it is that you're celebrating, I hope that you're spending time with friends and family. If you want to see more buttercream flowers, I have our wedding cake tutorial here for you to check out. Remember that there is lots of Christmas